There isn't much middle ground when it comes to open world games. You either like them or you don't. And I'm not saying you're wrong one way or the other, but personally, I've always felt they're built on some pretty hollow game design. I mean, they say they're based on complete and unmitigated freedom, but to me, a lot of them just feel loose and unfocused. I mean, even when they're not, they're entirely dependent on the appeal of your surroundings, so even if the core design is good, if the game world isn't, it doesn't really matter. And this is an open world game that fails for every reason I've cited here. It sacrifices focus for freedom, trading clear and coherent objectives for the ability to run amok. In a place this boring, you probably won't want to. This is Way of the Samurai 3 for the PlayStation 3. There's too many threes. There's too many twos. Released in 2009 for both the Xbox 360 and PS3, Way of the Samurai 3 is an open-world action game that takes place in feudal Japan. You play as a samurai who finds himself in the middle of a war between battling feuds, hence, feudal Japan. As for the rest of the story, well, the game leaves that up to you. You name the character, you pick which ridiculous outfit he's gonna wear, and you decide what he's gonna do. I chose to engage a horse in battle. Prepare to die, you equestrian bastard! But unfortunately, Mr. Ed is a total pussy, so when he backed down, I picked some radishes. I assumed I'd have to, throw them at my enemies, but the game didn't let me, which, so much for unmitigated freedom, I guess. And at that point, I kinda lost it. So I chased a peasant wildly with my sword. I stabbed a small child in the face. The point is, I had no idea where to go or what to do, and that's because Way of the Samurai 3 just isn't designed very well. I mean, you can talk to this girl for an hour and read text if you want to, but, personally, I'd rather play games that don't take most of my day to figure out how to play. You could call me lazy, and you know what? That's a valid point, but really, this game is the lazy one. You can't get away with being vague and poorly structured just because you happen to fall under the open world banner. That's not a genre in that case, it's an excuse for poor game design. Oh, don't worry, they'll figure out what to do eventually. They'll just wander all over the place anyway. I mean, it's an open world game, right? Yeah, it is, and it's not a very good one either. And what's with penalizing me for the choices I make? Way of the Samurai 3 has a morality and choices system, but if you decide to play the game as a heel, you actually lose samurai points. If you're punishing me for making choices that the game is providing me, what's the point of giving me those options in the first place? Doesn't that kind of defeat the whole purpose? Especially in a game that's supposedly about freedom. Oh yeah, you're totally free to make choices. Minus 50 points! So obviously, I'm not a big fan of the game design, and unfortunately, the execution really isn't any better. Way of the Samurai 3 looks like a late-generation PS2 release, complete with blurry textures and really poor character models. The combat is reliant on a series of attack and defense rankings, and since the fighting is so simple, actually engaging an opponent is basically just a matter of who has the higher number. I'm sorry, am I a samurai or a mathematician? Maybe I should put away this katana and get a calculator. This is ridiculous. I don't mean to say all open world games are hollow. The good ones find a way to circumnavigate that problem, mostly because they're based on interesting concepts. This one is not. Still, we have to send huge thanks to Paul from California for sending us Way of the Samurai 3. A game that tries to be Grand Theft Auto with samurais and ridiculous outfits, but doesn't try very hard.